Can you hear me now? Let's see. Let's see. Let me know if you can hear me now. Drop it in the chat. Technology is showing out today. So it sounds like I was having some technology. Oh, so volume. Not yet. Okay, let me check. Give me 2 seconds. Sound. Input. Output. Can you hear anything yet? Not yet. Let me check. Oh, did you say yes? Do we have a yes? Oh, perfect. All right, so let's start it over, okay? So, welcome back to Everyday Ease, a show where I share my weekly tips for peace and productivity as a pathway to happiness because I believe that freedom and authentic happiness looks good on you. Shout out to my village who showed up and was like, "Girl, the mic is off." I have a new microphone and we have been trying to figure each other out. We'll get it. We'll get it right at some point. If you don't know, I am your host, Chianti Lomax, certified coach and transformation strategist. I help high-powered women and some men move from overwhelm to ease with self-leadership practices and liberation strategy. All right. If you don't know, you're new around here. After 15 years of helping Fortune 500 companies transform their people, their processes, and tech, I now like to focus on helping women and some men transform their relationships with themselves, their families, and their careers and businesses. Another part of my mission is to make positive psychology research accessible to the everyday person just like you and me, because who doesn't want more joy, clarity, and freedom in their life? Okay. So just really quickly, I want to give a shout out to Marsha and Afu for joining. Who else do we have that's joining us today? Please feel free to say hello in the chat so that I can say hello back. Okay. This is my favorite time of the year. Like, I wish I had a button or something where I could just, and I probably will figure that out at some point, where I could play the Mariah Carey Christmas song that comes out around this time every year. Now, I know that November just walked in the door, but I have started, I don't know about y'all, but I've started to see like Christmas trees and wreaths and decorations way before Halloween was even over. I need to go dust off my own little plastic poinsettias that I put around the house. Don't judge me because the real me and the real ones don't get along because of my allergies. So the plastic ones still give me the vibe that I'm looking for. So thank you again for being here. So if you haven't already, please grab something to capture notes with. Use your phone, a notebook, grab your favorite beverage because we are about to get into some things, okay? Today's topic is all about decluttering your life in preparation for the holiday season. So whether it's navigating through the digital noise, there's all kinds of things going on social media, whether you are managing social commitments, maybe you're getting invitations from left and right to go to holiday parties, work holiday parties, friends holiday parties, or maybe it's just like, I really just I want to protect my peace during this season because it's usually a time where family starts to show out a little bit too. This episode has got you covered, all right? And the first thing I want to talk about is how to tidy up your tech. So what does that look like? Tidying up your tech is literally what I talked about a few minutes ago. How do I manage all the things that are happening on my computer, in my phone, and my text messages? But before we do that, I want to share a nerdy fact. Y'all know I love a good nerdy fact. Did you know that the average professional spends about 28% of their workday reading emails, answering emails and text messages. And I think we talked about this before, but we've got to dig into this topic a little bit deeper today. So the average work professional is spending a lot of time, a huge chunk of their time, about 30%, answering emails, text messages, responding to emails, drafting emails. That's a lot of time in your inbox. And positive psychology research proves that our environments, including our digital, virtual environments, can significantly affect our well-being. So what you're consuming, what you're doing, those unfortunate emails you got to send to set those boundaries, these things can affect your well-being, especially this time of the year. A study conducted by my girl in my mind, Dr. Sonia Lubomirsky, and her team at the University of California found that clutter, even digital clutter, can lead to increased stress and decrease productivity. All right, so we do not want that for ourselves. We want to declutter, tidy up our tech, which includes your phones and your emails, because we are literally, most of us are literally in front of these screens or the screens that you hold in your hand for the bulk of your day. I know I'm literally in front of my screen at least 80% or more of the day. So here are some tips for how you can tidy up your tech, and I'm doing the same thing for myself. Okay, so the first thing you want to think about doing is an email detox. All right, so it's time to go in on this email inbox. All right, so this is what that looks like. That looks like unsubscribing from all of those retail newsletters that you never open. Yes, even the ones that, give you the holiday deals. I'm not going to say no names, but, you get all these 50% off, 20% off, holiday sale, Thanksgiving sale, Black Friday sale. I would imagine that you don't open the majority of those emails, and you have been getting them for a long time, and you are sitting there with this high number of emails in your inbox, and every time you see that number, you get a tinge of stress because there's so many unopened emails that you have in your inbox. Unsubscribe, okay? Another thing is unsubscribe from those email lists that you signed up for to get all of this valuable advice, except for mine, that you don't even have the mental capacity to receive. Unsubscribe. You get these emails from people all year round. Maybe you wanted to pick up a new skill set or something, but now you have like 50 email lists that you're a part of, and you barely even open 3 of them. Unsubscribe. Some people, especially if you know them personally, might get offended. Not me. I've seen people unsubscribe from mine. I'm like, good for you. Because if this is not adding value, or if this is not making you feel, check out. I've been unsubscribing all week. I even got questions back, text messages, and I'm like, hey, this is not personal. I don't have the capacity to receive what's going on in whatever the newsletter is. And I am cleaning out my house. I'm cleaning out my digital space. Don't take it personal. But it's just really about me maintaining my peace during this season. Another thing you could do to email detox is to archive old messages, especially ones you want to keep. Organize them in folders. There's so many cool ways to organize your emails and detox on your emails. I would even YouTube, like, how do I organize my emails the easiest way? Get that thing tidied up. Tidy it up, okay? Another way you can tidy up your tech is to work on your notifications. Have you ever started working on emails, or you're just like starting your day and you got pop-up notifications from everywhere? You got notifications from Instagram, from Facebook, from LinkedIn. You got text message notifications, people trying to call you. You got Alexa in the background going off. She might go off if I say her name too loud, but you got like all these notifications going off at once, and you literally get overwhelmed, and it's not even 10 o'clock yet. All right. So we don't want that either. We want to manage the notification chaos that happens as well this time of the year. I know sometimes I even I have good intentions. I'm like going through emails. I'm like, oh, this important email needs to go out before noon. So you're working on it, and then a notification happens on your phone. And then, especially if it's like Instagram, you pick it up, and next thing you know, you are locked in a scroll trap. You done been scrolling for 30 minutes. 30 minutes. I can't be the only person. I know this has happened to you. So what you want to do is work on notification control. So this looks like turning off non-essential notifications on your phone and on your computer. If it's not critical, then it doesn't need to interrupt your day. I know you're going to have a conniption about it. Listen, turn them notifications off. You don't need them. If it's not an emergency, if it's not like a child or a parent that you're taking care of, turn them notifications off. You don't need them. All they are doing is demanding attention from you, and your attention is precious. Okay. So if you are just now joining the show, my name is Chianti Lomax, certified coach and transformation strategist. I help high-powered women and some men move from overwhelm to ease through self-leadership practices and liberation strategy. So today we're talking about decluttering your life in preparation for the holiday season. So if you're just joining, feel free to catch the replay because we just talked about the first step in decluttering your life and preparing yourself for the holiday season is to tidy up your tech. Catch the replay to get those gems. Now, I want to jump into the next step. The next strategy you can use to declutter your life in preparation for the holiday season. I like this one. This one, I'm getting really good at this one. This one really is good for my soul. And I call this getting comfortable with the graceful no. Okay. The next step in decluttering your life in preparation for the holiday season is getting comfortable with the graceful no. All right. So let me be honest. As a recovering people pleaser, it took me a while to get comfortable with my no, right? Especially with myself. Like it's no is a great boundary creator and boundary maker. So I remember I used to believe that if I were saying no to people, that meant that I wasn't being nice. And I just wanted to be nice. I wanted people to think that I was nice, right? But as my therapist says, I love a good therapist, especially mine. My therapist says we have to strive to be kind and not nice. Nice doesn't have boundaries, and nice is a passive way of showing up for your life. Let me say that again. We should strive for kind and not being nice because nice doesn't have boundaries, and nice is a passive way to operate in your life. When she said that, I wanted to give her a round of applause because I'm like, you're right. Like everybody, no one wants to. Well, a lot of us, not everyone. A lot of people don't want to be seen as being selfish or being mean or whatever it is. So they try not to say no. But when you are saying yes to a lot of things, that's when the overwhelm kicks in. That's when you are stressed out. That's when you are sprawled out on the floor with a cup of Starbucks because you've been saying yes to everybody. And we want to talk about how do I get comfortable with a graceful no. All right. So the art of saying no is an essential skill, especially during the holiday season. Okay. Especially right now. And as high achieving people, a lot of people I'm connected with online and in my real life are high achievers. They're power players. They're out here doing the things, moving and shaking. And that means they're juggling a lot. A lot of the people in my life and people that I know, even my clients, my coaching clients, are parents or you're caretakers of an older parent. And you really have to be selective of the little bit of free time that you do have, right? So this is going to be your best friend for the next couple of weeks. And if you know me, then you know that I always say your two most valuable assets any time of the year are your time and your energy. And I am not in the business of wasting either one of those, either one. Okay. So let's talk about how we can get comfortable with our graceful no. And as I said in the beginning, another part of my mission is to make positive psychology accessible to the everyday person. But I want to make one thing clear. When people hear the word positive psychology, they solely think it's about the gospel of being positive. And that is not the truth at all. One of the things that I've learned in studying positive psychology is that it advocates for assertive boundaries, right? Boundaries protect us. They keep us safe and they keep us whole, all right? And a study by researchers, Ryan and Desi, found that there is an importance in autonomy and setting boundaries so that you could live more full and more complete and whole lives, okay? And this is how we want to talk about, or this is how you can start to get comfortable with your graceful no. The first thing they say you have to do is prioritize. You're like, okay, I get it. I need to prioritize my time, but here's let's go a little deeper than that. This looks like when you're getting all of these holiday dinner invitation, birthday invitations, just invitations to spend more time because it's the end of the year and people are like, I didn't get to see you this year. You want to think about what events in which people actually matter the most to you. That can sound harsh. However, if the goal is to declutter your life so that you could show up as the most full version of yourself, you got to start making some changes. So in order to prioritize, the first thing is think about, like, okay, out of all the invitations I've received, out of all the people that are reaching out to me, which of these people in these events actually matter the most to me? So which of these people and events actually align with my personal values? Who do I really want to show up for that's been showing up for me? Okay. You want to prioritize those. And you want to give the other people, the may the Lord watch between me and thee until 2024 speech. Okay. Let's do it after the holidays. I'll have more capacity. All right. That's my favorite thing to say. You know what? Maybe we should push this until after the holidays because then I'll have way more mental capacity and I want to make sure that I'm fully present for you. Or we could just catch up in the holiday season. I love to do that for sure. Let me see what we have going on in the chat. Marsha said, this is so good. I'm glad that this is resonating with you. All right. So remember, we are talking about right now how to get comfortable with our graceful no. So after you have mentally and emotionally prioritized, okay, who are the people and what are the events that I really want to focus on? Now, what do I do? Right now, it's time to politely decline. That means turning it down with a direct, kind, thank you for thinking of me, but I'll have to pass this time. Okay? And that's all you have to say. Thank you so much for thinking of me, but I have to pass this time. Or like I said, I will have so much more capacity to show up for you after the holiday season. People aren't going to like it, but guess what? That's not your job to manage their emotions. That is not your job, okay? So you've heard this before. I know you have, but no is definitely a complete sentence. You could say no, and you can add a little, thank you for thinking of me. I have to pass this time. But saying no is also a statement of self-respect. And if you don't respect yourself, how's somebody else going to do it? Okay? All right. So we've talked about tidying up our tech, getting comfortable with the graceful no. Now let's talk about one more thing I want to cover before we get out of here, so that you can declutter your life during this season or in preparation for the holiday season. My final thought that I want to share is about mindfully or planning mindfully for the holiday season. So holidays, they shouldn't just be about all this doing. I got to do this. I got to do this. I got to go shopping. I got to do this. I got to make this dinner. I got to get Thanksgiving together. I got to, all the things, the list, right? you want to also think about or consider how you can just be during this season. Like, how am I being? I don't want to just be doing a lot, but how am I being during the holiday season? Okay. And one little nerdy fact, I got to throw out one more before we leave. A study shows that, a study by the Journal of Positive Psychology says that mindful presence in the moment can enhance our overall well being. We'll feel happier, we'll feel more joy, and just less stress. So, what does that look like? What is planning and being mindful during the holiday season look like? So, the first thing you want to do is intentional calendaring. So, we talked about saying no, right? We talked about turning off the notifications. Now, we want to talk about how am I going to be more intentional about my calendar? So, what does this look like in practice? It looks like sitting down with your calendar and intentionally scheduling all the things you want to get done between what's today's date? November 3rd and December 31st. Okay. Put it out in ink. I love a good journal. I like to write things down physically. If that's not you, uh, use your Google Calendar, use your iPhone calendar or whatever kind of phone you have, mobile device, and literally think about what are my intentions for the rest of this year and what do I want to do? Spend time doing that. I recommend a good 15 to 20 minutes doing that. Even if you don't want to do all of the rest of the season all at once, maybe every single morning that you wake up, do it in bite-sized chunks. What I want to accomplish today. All right. The next thing you want to do when you're trying to plan mindfully for the holiday season is focus on mindful participation. So let's say you got your intentional list of events and people that you want to see before December 31st. When you see these people, when you show up at these events that you chose to show up to because they are in alignment with your values or they mean a lot to you, you have to work on being fully present. You know what really burns my biscuits is when I make time to spend with someone or I go to an event with someone and they are on their phone the entire time. And y'all heard what I said. Two of my most valuable assets right now are my time and my energy. And if I come out of my good warm house to spend time with you, you better not be on your cell phone. Okay? Because that's going to inform my next decision when I'm planning mindfully for the holidays. You ain't going to get that time. Okay? So for you, flip that on yourself. How can you mindfully be present with the yeses that you did give? For the events that you said you were going to, for the people that you said you were going to connect with, how can you be more present? That might look like putting your phone on silent or do not disturb. That might look like when you're at an event, actually going up to engage with people instead of sitting in the corner scrolling. Walk up to people, ask them questions, be intentionally interested. Be interested in their answers and ask more questions. Push yourself to talk to people because we are used to talking to these screens. So push yourself to really engage. Another thing or another way that you can be mindful during the holiday season. So the best part, one of the best parts about the holiday season is you get some good food. Well, if you're from the South, especially if you go home for the holidays, there's always some good food lined up. Somebody cooked something good. Or even holiday parties, there's oftentimes a lot of good food. You want to think about savoring your food instead of like grabbing a plate and just gulping it down really quickly so that you can get on to the next thing. How can you savor your food? How can you just bask yourself in the environment and the music that you hear? Think about how to do more savoring and less rushing through the events and through the time that you have with people. Because it really allows you to be, as my therapist said to me the other night, you want to be an active participant and a present participant, during this holiday season. And this can allow you to have a more fulfilling holiday season so that by the end of it, when January 1st, 2024 rolls around, you're not exhausted. You're more excited because you were very mindful and thoughtful about your holiday experience. So my main point here is it's not the number of events that you go to. It's not how many people that you can talk to during this holiday season, how many gifts that you can give out. It's really about you being intentional about the quality experiences and the time that you have to savor each moment during this season. All right. So that's it. If you are just tuning in and you missed it, we literally just covered some of the secrets to decluttering your life in preparation for the holiday season. And if you missed it, I, invite you to catch the replay. That's it. There it is. You know what? I think that if you choose to incorporate at least a few of these tips, you really can experience peace and ease during one of the most wonderful times of the year. And if you want a little more joy, you can throw on that Mariah Carey like I'm about to do when I hang up from this episode, okay? So thank you again for joining me for another episode of Everyday Ease. Thanks to my folks who showed up at the beginning and let me know I was having sound issues. But we don't quit. We figure it out, we pivot, and it all worked out well. So thank you all for tuning in. I'm your host, Chianti Lomax, certified coach and transformation strategist. I help high-powered women and some men move from overwhelm to ease with self-leadership practices and liberation strategy as a pathway to authentic happiness, because I believe that you deserve to be authentically happy and free. And I believe that it all looks good. Joy, peace of mind, and ease looks good on you. Before I head out, if you found this helpful, anything today helpful, okay, please feel free to share this episode with at least one person in your life who tends to get a little stressed out during this season. Share with them my episode. You could either share it through LinkedIn if they're not a LinkedIn kind of girl or gal or guy. You can send them my YouTube channel. It's Chianti Lomax on YouTube, and you'll see every episodes of Everyday Ease. Another thing is if you are a new or aspiring coach, in the next week or so, I am hosting a private intensive to help a select group of people design their signature coaching programs with my industry tested blueprint for coaching. I get a lot of questions about my coaching journey. I've been doing it since 2015. And I'm ready to show y'all some things and really show y'all some tips and tricks. And I've invested a lot in my business. And I still do it every single year. So I want to share that with y'all. And if you are interested in learning how to either improve or build your own signature coaching program, DM me the word coach on LinkedIn or Instagram. I hang out everywhere. And we could talk about how to get you an invitation. All right. And the final thing I want to say, this is super cool. So for those of you who have watched the progression of my live shows, because this is a few iterations of a live stream that I started doing last year. Was it last year? Maybe 2020, the early 2022. But I got a lot of help from, I call him the live stream king, right? My brother, JP High Tech, who has just released his new book, The Live Stream Blueprint. And it's starting and scaling your business with live video. You can get it today on Amazon.com. He is a live stream legend and is giving away his expertise and knowledge in the book. Don't teach yourself, treat yourself, especially if you want to improve your personal brand or live stream experience. Y'all see what I got going on? And I promise you, next year, It's going to be even better. You know, I'm going to get my sound together. We might have some new lighting. I don't know. We are working on a plan to elevate this show to the next level. So y'all hang tight and see the growth. All right. That's all I have for you today. I'll see you here at the same time, same place. Until next time, the light in me honors, appreciates, and cherishes the light in you. All right. Go out there and create yourself an amazing day and weekend for a lot of us. But remember to do it with ease.